is I was at a stoplight, and the guy was off to my left in the median, and he had a sign that said, "Bet you can't hit me with a quarter." Right? I laughed out loud. I was like, this guy, and it happened to be a long light because a black guy was crossing the street, and I happened to have an ashtray full of change. I was like, this is like a carnival game right here. And I took a quarter and I threw it out.
Ghetto Carnival.
Ghetto Carnival.
Name of your new album.
Get out. I'm going to write it down. Ghetto Carnival. And I threw it. I had it bending right at him. And at the last second, he dipped his left shoulder and the quarter shot over. And he was taunting me like, ha, 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 ha. You know, he was yelling, I told you couldn't hit me with a quarter. But the nickel I threw hit him right in the fucking mouth. No. I knocked the eye tooth out. And I drove away feeling good about myself.
Did he go back? When he ducked the quarter, he just let it roll out. Like he probably had like special GPS in his mind of where the quarter goes.
It landed right in the grass behind him, and he was in a median. So he was smart. He had it all planned out. And people were in traffic just, you know, hucking loose change at the dude. That was a smart way to get it. I'll definitely do that. How much loose change would you throw? Here's a question for your audience.
I couldn't do it to strippers in
Canada.
How much?
You don't throw loose change at strippers.
When you got to bounce the toonie and the loony onto their clams. They lay there.
Bouncing's different than pelting her with nickels.
When you play quarters, but really? You lay there with your balls out and let me bounce fucking $2 coins onto your sack and see if it's no big deal. They would just lay there and you'd like try to hit them in the clam with like loonies and toonies. I'm like, I'm not doing this. This is terrible. I'm going to go home and drink 2 bottles of NyQuil and tell myself I'm not drinking. The good old days.
Good old days. Vanilla extract.
Just some Phyllis Diller before you rolled in here?
No.
Just chilled out?
Just chilled out. Slept in today a little bit.
I tried to sleep in. That baby got up 8 times last night, Ryan Sickler.
8 times.
8! It's one thing like when you get, all right, he goes to bed at 7:30 and gets up at 9:30 or 10. I get that. Like, hey man, I pissed my diaper. I could use a little help. Like, I can't do it myself. My digits are barely opposable at this point. I get that. But when he gets up at 12:30 and then at 1 and then at 1:30, you're like, now you're just fucking with me. Like, and he gets up at 4 and he's ready to hit the streets. And I said this in Irvine,
it's like
too.
Jumping rope and shit, ready to go.
Yeah, dan cracking an egg into a glass. But not on purpose. It's just because he's a baby. He just smashes the egg in his hands by accident. It's like, ugh! I said this in Irvine on Thursday. He got up at 4 and I was like, bro, this is not cool. Like, am I holding bait? Like, do you think we're going fishing? Is this a meth lab we got to go rescue? Do we have a radio show?
Yeah.
Meredith and Mohr. And so I tried to get him to bed for like 2 hours. And then at 6, I go, all right, screw it. And I wake up, I make a full pot of coffee. Like, I am railed out on coffee. And I go, all right, we'll go to Ralph's. Lots of colors and bright lights, and I'll buy some oatmeal. I'll get baby food. I swear, by the time that truck hit the street, he was asleep in the truck. And I am wired. And I'm like, oh, what now? And I can't run because it's a pot of coffee. I'll poop my pants. And I'm like, what now? So it's 6:30. I'm like, why not just sleep till 6 if you're going to take a nap from 6 to 7 or 8? He's killing us.
He's killing you.
And then I went to my aunt's house in the valley, and I have an aunt who's special.
Yep.
Christy.
Aunt Christy. Yeah. You talk about her on stage.
Knows her. They talk on the phone all the time.
Tom loves her, yeah.
Chris, what's your favorite color? Orange. And I go to Aunt Lori. I go, oh, my God, the baby got up at 4. She goes, Chris got up at 1. We've been up since 1. I go, well played. Like, how do you, like, and it's not a baby where you just put him in a jumper.
Yeah.
It's a 50-year-old woman that weighs over 2 bills
needs.
that'll like throw. Like she'll get like, Lori, can I have a cup of coffee? Lori, can I have like from 1 a.m. until 1 a.m. the next night. Lori, can I have coffee? Lori, can I have a cup? Lori, can I have a cup of coffee? I'm gonna fall. You're not gonna fall. You're sitting down. Can I have a cup of coffee? Can I have a cup of coffee, Lori? Chris, and I'm like, what did you guys do? And she, oh, bless her heart.
Gave her a
Aunt
cup
Lori
of coffee.
goes, we drank some coffee, watched a lot of Brady Bunch. She loves Brady Bunch.
Brady Bunch and coffee.
She loves Paulie. And she loves horror movies. You cannot scare Christy.
What's Aunt Christy's favorite horror movie?
Probably Halloween.
Yeah, the original Halloween.
Yeah, I think she likes it
She
a
has
lot.
great
She loves
taste.
Chucky, but
Chucky.
Yeah, but to her it's all not the horror movie. She loves John Gruden.
Oh.
She can't be scared. Like, I'll run into her room with my shirt pulled over my face going, and she'll go, Jay, come on. Like, she cannot be frightened.
She likes Chucky.
Yeah, she does. Child's
Bride
Play,
of Chucky.
all of it.
All the Chucky series.
Once, Nick's mom has like the best story. And Chris is amazing. Christy. She told me like last month, Christy, like, you've been calling me Chris for 8 years. It's time to stop.
She corrected you?
Yeah.
8-year window on that, huh?
Yeah.
That's pretty patient.
Yeah. Considering it's like, an actual like 4-year-old person.
Yeah. And it's her name, too.
Yes.
It's like enough.
I shortened it to Miss Chris. It was always Miss Chris. Miss Chris. She was Aunt Christy.
So now it's Christy.
So one day she's flipping the channels and she just had her finger on the button. So it's just going tum 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 tum. And Nick's mom was watching her and she walks in and she goes, "What are you watching, Chris?" And at that exact moment, tum tum, it was correct. She goes, "The Blob." The Blob just fucking clicked through. And she was right.
Right on.
Like, that's how much she knows her horror movies. She goes, "What are you watching, Chris?" And right when that hit her brain, The Blob.
Oh, my God. The Blob.
The Blob. Me, her, and Segura were at Fridays in Woodland Hills. And Tom just sat next to me and Chris sat on the other side. And it's really great. She'll just sit there and listen to the conversation and just go, Tommy will go like, so me and Charlie, I went to North Carolina to do Charlie's Club. And then Christy will just go, "Oh." It's great. Like she'll just tap in. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Can I have a cup of coffee? Can I feel your beard? She felt Tommy's beard.
Tom probably loved that.
Tom loves her. She's great.
Yeah. I know you said he has radar for whenever you're hanging out with her. He calls. Somehow magically calls.
I call
you.
him too because I'll go, "You want to talk to Tom?" Because it's like, you don't really have much conversation. It's just a constant, it's like echolalia, like
Questions
things that you
and
love hearing in your own head. Have a cup of coffee, have a cup of coffee, have a cup of coffee. Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? Who's Randy?
Who's Randy?
So we'll call Tommy. I was driving home from the mall once with Aunt Christy, and I go, I bought Christy, like a bracelet or something at Macy's, like, and I go, I found out what her favorite color is, and my wife goes, "Don't fucking tell me she said orange." Like real aggressive. I go, "Yeah, that's why." She goes, "Look at her. Is there any fucking orange on her body?" Like, but Nick had just had it. Like, I just called, like, we had a great day at the mall, and I bought her a bracelet, and I found out what her favorite color is. Don't even fucking tell me she said orange. And I go, "Chris, what's your favorite color?" She goes, "Orange." And Nick goes, "Have you ever..." And then I thought about it. There's not a single item of clothing with orange. She just loves the way that shit sounds.
You got to give her something orange for Christmas. It's a perfect opportunity right now.
She'll just set it aside.
It's okay. She'll have something. Get her a hunting outfit. Please.
I will now.
Please get her a hunting outfit and take a picture of Tommy Segura. Yeah, a hunter safety vest and maybe a little hat.
Segura texted me this morning and said, if Sickler's going to be on the podcast, make sure he tells the story about the Korean brothers ping-pong team.
Oh, my God.
And since Kim Jong-il just died,
yeah,
what better way to immortalize him than with the Korean ping-pong story? By the way, do you love ping-pong?
I mean, I'm not great at ping-pong, but I like ping-pong.
You're good at ping-pong.
I'm decent at ping-pong.
But like
I can go a few volleys.
Wait, if there was a table in this garage and we played, you'd be like bouncing it around?
No, I'd be okay.
Orange.
I'd be okay, but you have to understand, these Korean brothers that went to our high school. All right, this is a true story.
You and Tom Segura went to the same high school?
No. I told Tom the story, but we had, our senior year, we had these two Korean brothers come in. Carlos and Eddie Ko. How they got Carlos and Eddie for Korean brother Ko. I've tried to find them on Facebook. I think they just gave them some American names.
Carlos
and Eddie Ko, dude. They put them into our high school. So there were like 6 of these kids.
Dunbar High? Muggsy Bogues High School?
No. I never went to Dunbar.
That's inside, man.
That's deep inside.
Right, cool.
Dunbar and Poly.
Respect.
City, too.
Respect.
I do appreciate you knowing that. The poets, man. So these two kids come in, and there was like a junior and then like a sophomore. There were 6 of them from around the world, and they were in Maryland to play ping pong for their country. So they had to go to school while they were there, and they put them in our school as exchange students. And Carlos was a little bit more reserved, and Eddie was like, look, I want to meet some American kids. I want to party. I want to drink. So the teachers all warn us, these are Olympic athletes. Do not corrupt them. They're going to be here in the school.
They were actually like Olympians.
They're ping pong players, but Olympian ping pong players.
Yeah.
They're phenomenal.
Okay.
Phenomenal.
All right.
So at first, we're just American kids. We're like, whatever, who are these kids? And they put on an assembly in our gym. And it was, I've never seen anything like it in my life. These guys are standing 10, 15 feet off the table. And I mean, just stomping and returning this ball. And you're like, Jesus Christ. And they're so good. They would start at opposite ends of the table and they would work a 360 and play the short side of the table. Get to the other end, back, all the way back around. And if they hit a ball that hit the net and crept over, like we would play them in gym class. And if we could get one to hit the net and go over, we'd be like, woo, in your face, Eddie, in your face. If they did that, they apologize for that shit. That's an unprofessional point. They're like, I'm sorry, I got that point on you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's how good they are. We're fired up if that shit just would like hang on the net and drop over. Like, oh, that's one. You didn't shut me out. Olympian didn't shut me out. So they put these kids.
How old were they? Same age?
Same age,
okay.
17, 18. They put these kids in...
In your high school, probably like 2021.
My high school was out in the county, in Carroll County, in a town called Eldersburg. And in Eldersburg, there's an old mental institution called Springfield that used to be a college way back before it was ever a mental institution. And they put these kids in a building that was not being used on the campus of this mental hospital. And
welcome to the United States.
And we would
get your stories in and shut up.
They do. We would bring Carlos wouldn't hang out. He was very, he was worried about getting in trouble.
He's very Korean.
He's very Korean. Eddie was like, "Fuck that, I'm going for it." So we would have him over to our place. We had this little apartment.
It's like a Cuban shortstop. Ding, 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 ding. He's ready to go.
This kid would come over and he would get wasted with us. Wasted. And at some point, you feel bad because you're like, man, that's an Olympian athlete.
He becomes a mascot at some point.
Yeah, totally. That's an Olympic athlete face down. And this is before cell phones or else we could have ruined this kid's
I've never seen
career.
A drunk Korean in my life.
Drunk, wasted, passed out Korean Olympian. And we would have to get him back into this mental hospital. And he's blown curfew by like 2 hours. So he was constantly getting in trouble. And the teachers would pull us aside and like, you can't do that. And they're like, we're not twisting his arm. He comes over and he gets fucked up. We tell him not to, but Eddie keeps doing it. Eddie Coe, man. So one night, it's like, it's February, middle of winter. Maryland gets cold and Eddie comes over and he's drinking and he gets wasted. Now, we've got to get him back into the mental hospital without him getting caught. Because we've already been in trouble in school. He's been in trouble with the team, with school. His parents are upset. We're a bad influence. So there's this quick backstory of this old lady that walks the grounds of this mental hospital. Some people are, they're stuck in their building. Some people are allowed to roam the campus. This lady's famous for diving on your car when you drive through there. She would love to dive on the hood of your car.
She's from like Shutter Island.
So it's about 2 a.m. My buddy Snyder has an old Camaro with T-tops, and we put Eddie Coe in the back seat, and we're sneaking him back into this mental institution. And Eddie is wasted. We're wasted. We're driving drunk. It's only like 2 miles from our place. And there's snow all over the ground, and you're East Coast, full moon, so we kill the headlights because you can see perfectly. Beautiful. And we slither all through this mental institution. We get up to this back door. Perfect. Eddie gets out. He goes in. Perfect. We drift down the hill, pop start it, keep the headlights off. We just start to roll, and out of nowhere, this body hits the T-tops. Boom! And I'm like, ah! Like a woman, and he punches the gas, and we are hauling ass through this mental institution at like 2:30 in the morning, screaming. We're sure it's the woman on the roof, sure of it, and she's holding on for dear life and beating the T-tops, beating. We're screaming. I'm shitting myself. I look up. It's Eddie Coe. He forgot his bag in the back seat. Everyone gets busted. He gets us in trouble. He gets in trouble. Dude forgot his gym bag in the back seat, dove on the roof, scared the shit out of us.
Dove on the roof from where? Like from his
He had come back. He went to go in the door, realized, from the ground, realized, I don't have my bag and I need it. And as he saw us start to run away, he just
did an
jumped.
Ed Reed.
He hung on.
Palomalu over the line of script, right?
Yes.
He just timed it.
100%. He dove. He was an Olympian.
He
man.
really was an Olympian.
Dove on that and held on like one too.
steeplechase.
Scared the shit